Stop. Look at your hands. Are they the hands of a person who moves the world, or the hands of a person who is simply waiting for permission to exist? The world never plays fair. No matter how honest you are, someone will betray you. No matter how skilled you become, someone less qualified will take your spot. That is reality. It is cold, ruthless, and it accepts no excuses. But the elite, the 1%, they possess a secret weapon born from the ashes of betrayal and humiliation. We call it dark intelligence. Most people play checkers, chasing small wins. But a master of human nature plays a multi-dimensional game of chess. They see your moves 3 months before you even make them. Today, we tear up the script of the week. I am handing you the 8 invisible codes to master your reality. This will unhurt because it will strip away your identity as a victim. Ban Amo santum bantu base one dance. Use chance riso samdi. Citation is complete. You will rule in silence. Code 01. Calculated opacity. Power abhors a vacuum, but power worships the unknown. In the realm of dark intelligence, information is your primary currency. If you are transparent, you are cheap. Most people are like leaking cups, desperate to share their plans and motivations just to feel seen. To a strategist, this is suicide. Imagine this. Someone asks about your plans for the future. The average person reveals everything. I'm planning to start a business next month. I think this place isn't for me. In that 1 second, you have handed over the target for others to sabotage you. But a master of dark intelligence will look them in the eye, offer a polite but cold smile, and say, I am observing a few interesting variables. You will know when the time is right. Then, they stop talking. Notice the difference. By revealing only half the story, you create a curiosity gap. Wam td, wam iturgre. People fear what they cannot predict. Waiti, when they cannot see your finish line, they cannot stop you from crossing it. Do not spend your currency all at once. Code 02. Adaptive persona. Society feeds you a dangerous lie. Always be your true self. But if you wear the same face in front of lions, snakes, and sheep, you will eventually be destroyed. A master understands that a single identity is a cage. You must be like water. Water takes the shape of the cup, but it never loses its essence. Machiavelli taught that a prince must be both the fox to recognize traps and the lion to scare off wolves. Adaptation is not faking. It is strategic communication. To your subordinates, you are the untouchable mentor. To your enemies, you are a mirror of their own logic. To your allies, you are an indispensable pillar. If you only have one mask, you can only open one door. But if you have 1,000 faces, the world becomes your private hall. Be effective, not authentic. Code 03. The principle of detachment. This is the ultimate shield of dark intelligence and the psychological foundation shared by all top-tier players. You must always be prepared to lose the very thing you want most. Pause. In the ruthless game of power, the person who needs the outcome the least always holds the most leverage. If you show desperation for a job, a position, or the validation of another person, you are handing your opponent a dagger to hold against your throat. Your kirkomarker, because you're craving, is your leash. Detachment is not coldness. It is strategic freedom. Think about a high-stakes negotiation. No. The average person stays at the table out of fear. They compromise. They plead. They retreat until they have nothing left of themselves. But a master of dark intelligence knows when to close the book. They look the other party directly in the eye, and they walk away. They do not look back. That precise moment of walking away is where true power resides. When you prove that you do not need them, their world begins to crumble. They start to question their own value. Remember this dark paradox. The less you need something, the more likely you are to get it. When you are no longer a slave to your own desires, you finally become the architect of your destiny. Detachment is not about being a robot. It is the highest form of defensive attack. SAR code 04. Silent leverage. Most people live under a dangerous illusion. They think power is loud. They think it is about shouting commands and forcing your will onto others. No, that is amateur hour. Real power whispers. Real power is deconstruct. Human beings are hardwired to fear the unknown. There is a dark hole in our psychology that hates empty space. For instance, when a void of silence occurs in a room, the average brain secretes cortisol. It produces intense anxiety. Most people will do anything to fill that discomfort. They will talk, they will babble, they will confess, just to stop the pressure of the quiet. A master of dark intelligence uses this void as a hammer. Next time you discover a lie, or you ask a sharp question and get a weak answer, do not argue. Do not correct them. Simply stop. Look them directly in the eyes and let the silence stretch. Let it become unbearable. Watch their eyes dart back and forth. Watch them crumble under the weight of nothingness. They will start explaining. They will start apologizing. And in those extra words, they will give you the very information they were trying to hide. Silence is not an absence of power. It is the ultimate deployment of it. Be the silence, not the echo. Code 05. Psychological echo. The average person communicates to express themselves, to satisfy their own ego. The master of dark intelligence communicates to reflect others. You must learn to become a cold, precise mirror. Every human being you meet is walking through life with 3 silent questions screaming in their subconscious. Do you see me? Do you understand me? Do you value me? When you provide the answers to these questions through an echo, you gain absolute access to their psyche. Stop giving advice. Advice is just an attempt to show you are superior. Instead, catch the emotion hidden behind their words. If a partner says they hate their job, the weak offer solutions. But you will say this. It sounds like you feel your talent is being wasted by people who do not deserve your loyalty. In that second, their pupils will dilate because you didn't just hear them. You invaded their soul. You became the only person in the world who truly understands the pain they carry. Once you master the psychological echo, you hold the remote control to their internal reality. To rule them, you must first become the reflection of their deepest unwashed needs. Code 06. Ambiguous morality. If you want to rule reality, you must remove the black and white lens through which common people see the world. True power does not run in the sunlight. It operates in the gray. Machiavelli taught that a leader must learn how not to be good when the situation demands it. This is not about being a villain. It is about pragmatic survival. Common people are paralyzed by rigid morals. They choose failure over a difficult decision, just to keep their conscience clean. But a master of dark intelligence understands that morality is secondary to the ultimate goal. If a localized cruelty is necessary to protect the collective interest, then that cruelty is the highest form of virtue. Do not ask if an action is moral. Ask if it is effective. In the courtroom of power, the only crime is failure, and the only reward is the result. Blur your boundaries to sharpen your progress. Code 07. Controlled exposure. In the age of dark intelligence, invisibility is the ultimate luxury. Look at the world around you. People are desperate to broadcast every meal, every emotion, and every plan. They think it is sharing. A master sees it as providing free intelligence. Every detail you reveal is a roadmap for your enemies to navigate your weaknesses. If you want respect, you must manage your digital and social footprint. Machiavelli knew that familiarity breeds contempt. When people know your habits, your location, and your tastes, they no longer fear you. They categorize you. Become a puzzle. Delay your exposure until the precise moment when your revelation can no longer be countered. By being unpredictable and mysterious, you force others to pay a premium just to understand you. Keep them guessing, and you will keep your value. Code 08. Outcome. Obsession. This is the final code and the foundation of all power. Beyond the result, everything is noise. 99% of people waste their lives in the illusion of busyness. They argue over pride. They obsess over being right. Marie. And they worry about how they look during the process. Wake up. In the dark game of power, if you win a minor argument but lose your strategic goal, you have lost everything. A master of dark intelligence has only one North Star. The result, they are willing to endure temporary silence or even public humiliation, if it is the shortest path to the throne. To them, self-esteem and conventional ethics are consumables, to be spent in pursuit of the objective. Focus on the 20% of actions that produce 80% of the power. Stop reacting. Start calculating. When the outcome is achieved, history will be rewritten in your favor. The final decree. We have deconstructed the 8 invisible codes of dark intelligence. By now, your mind should feel heavy. The veil of naivety has been lifted, and you can no longer see the world through the eyes of the person you were 30 minutes ago. You are no longer a piece moved across the board. You are the architect. You have a choice. You can close this video and return to the safety of the herd, or you can select one code and practice it for the next 7 days. Do not try to master them all at once. Start with silence. Start with detachment. Remember, the truth is never gentle and power is never free. Welcome to the 1%. Machiavellian laws. Re-education is complete. Class